March 8th, 2020 was the last time fans were in attendance at the Xfinity Center for a regular season men's basketball game. 612 days later, Dante Scott and the number 21 Maryland Terrapins look to win their 45th consecutive home opener as they host the Quinnipiac Bobcats in College Park. Welcome into College Park and the Xfinity Center. So happy to be back. He's Josh Kaplan. My name is Matt Levine. And Josh, college basketball is finally back. So many months without it. It's back. Fans are back in the building. What does that mean to this sport as a whole?
Tonight, the Terps have one more unranked matchup before they enter the gauntlet of their schedule as they face 3 top 10 ranked teams in a row. It's three-point specialist Katie Benson and the number 3 Maryland Terrapins playing host to the UNCW Seahawks here in College Park. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. Matt Levine alongside my broadcast partner Josh Kaplan here inside the Xfinity Center, where Maryland has dominated to start the season 4-0, 3-0 at home, and they're the number 3 team in the country for a reason. They've been so dominant.
Tonight, Big Ten Conference play makes its way right outside of our nation's capital to College Park, Maryland, as the number 8 Maryland Terrapins host the Purdue Boilermakers in the Terps Big Ten home opener. And happy holidays, everybody. Unfortunately, there were no holiday sweaters for us, but we wish you a pleasant good evening. And Matt Levine alongside my broadcast partner, Josh Kaplan, here inside the Xfinity Center. Josh, Maryland is starting to hit its stride once again. A couple of losses in the Bahamas over Thanksgiving break, but they've come out of that with now 2 straight wins. What do you think has been the result of that? A new look Maryland roster. A lot of guys have left. You can see it on your screen. Aaron Wiggins, the 55th overall draft pick by the Oklahoma City Thunder. He left school early. Daryl Marcel elected to use his 5th year at Marquette. But Mark Turgeon went to the transfer portal and had a couple of freshmen come in for this group.
And the notable thing about all these ins that you're seeing is that outside of Fats Russell and Xavier Green, all of those guys coming in have more than 1 year of eligibility left. So these are guys who could be sticking around College Park for a little bit.
James Graham in the game for the first time this season. Bounce pass inside to Ayala. Approaching 7 minutes to go. Terps lead by 12. Ayala has it poked away by Savion Lewis, but out of bounds, so the Terps will retain possession. James Graham, still a true freshman, although had some experience last year. Was an early enrollee for the Maryland Terrapins, the first under head coach Mark Turgeon. Joined the program in December of last year, right around Christmas, so it was towards the later half of that season where he was part of the roster. 3 on the shot clock. Martinez inside, loses it and goes down hard with Marfo, but no call. And now Desi Jones the other way. Bounce pass to Lewis in the paint. Kick out, Shinnery the 3, too long. Ayala smacks it off of his teammate Graham's head, and it goes to Martinez, and now Dante Scott corrals back in the game. Scott 0 for 3 from the field thus far, but here's Wahab, and he's double-teamed and has it taken away. That seems to be an emphasis of Quinnipiac's defense, double-teaming the big inside the post. We've seen Reese and Wahab lose the basketball with the second defender coming over to take it. Missed 3 from Shinnery again. It's 2 straight possessions. And inside the paint, Wahab goes up, catches it, settles, and then puts it off the glass for 2.
And that's what happens when you keep the basketball high. As a big man, no one's going to reach for it because they're going to have to go over your back and foul you, and Wahab goes up for the easy 2.
Wahab had 12 points and 6 boards in the exhibition game. Up to 4 points today. 6 points, rather. And now Marfo right at that elbow. Guarded by Wahab. Both starting centers. Bounce pass. Shinnery turns and looks for the shot, but can't get it with the 6'5" Eric Ayala in his way. 5:40 to play in the first half. Martinez inside, kick out. Scott puts up the 3, but a whistle, so no shot. It'll be a foul on Quinnipiac. Savion Lewis with the blocking foul. Hakeem Hart back in the game for James Graham III. And Rigoni back in the game for Quinnipiac as well. Lewis takes a seat with the foul. Hart will put it in motion for the Terrapins. From under the basket, goes over top to Scott. Fakes the 3, 1 bounce inside the arc. The shot, it's good. Dante Scott with his first bucket in his 3rd season as a Terp.
Pretty move, little pump fake from the 3-point line, low 17-footer, nylon.
Averaged 11 points per game last year and just under 6 rebounds, which led the team. And Ayala steals it away, and he's fouled by Marfo. And just like that, 2 Terrapins go to help up Ayala. It's Martinez and Scott. Mark Turgeon emphasizing again, this group likes each other, and Ayala will take free throws as the Terps have entered the bonus. 7 fouls on Quinnipiac, 4 on the Terrapins. It's 30-14, Maryland leads. Ayala will shoot 1 and 1. He's 1 for 1 from the line tonight. Last year shot just over 83%. And this is his team this season. As he makes the first, he'll get another. Ayala averaged over 15 points per game last season, but 19 points and over 6 boards in the final 4 games of last year. All 4 of those games were postseason games, 2 in the Big Ten tournament and 2 in the NCAA tournament. Misses the second, but Ayala knows that he's exited in the first weekend of the tournament twice. He got robbed of what would have been their best run in his sophomore season as the tournament was canceled. So this year, really looking for that deep run as Belank misses the jumper. Riggins gets the rebound, and he misses it, but he's fouled. That short jumper just missed short, and it had that extra bounce with got Qudus Wahab out of the rhythm to try and grab that rebound.
Yeah, and you can't really tell from the angle he's at if that's going to touch the rim again, so he goes up expecting it to just bounce right into his hands, and unfortunately for him, goes off the rim a different way, and he picks up the foul.
J.J. Riggins shooting 2 from the line. A native of Philadelphia, much like a lot of the starting players for the Maryland Terrapins. Attended Imhotep Charter High School in Philly with Dante Scott and Fats Russell. They were teammates for a couple of seasons. Riggins now in his redshirt sophomore year at Quinnipiac. 4:58 to go, 31-14. Riggins at the line. And he makes the second opportunity after missing the first. He was 6 of 10 last year from the stripe. Only made 1 start in 17 games, averaged 9 minutes per game last year, but has been in there as a rotational piece here in the first half for the Bobcats. Julian Reese back in, he sets a screen. Dante Scott comes off the off-ball screen and nails the long 2.
Second mid-range for Dante Scott. If he starts hitting that shot and get that head fake like we see in the first one, it's a dangerous game to play.
He can stretch the floor. He shot over 40% from beyond the arc last year. And he's 6'8" and almost 230 pounds. Good rotational defense from the Terps, and it's tipped away by Reese again into the hands of Martinez. Pushing the floor, alley-oop, Scott smashes it down for deuce. Dante Scott getting this crowd into it. We haven't heard this noise in so long, and it's an assist from the transfer, Ian Martinez, with a beautiful lob.
Beautiful transition play, and yeah, Martinez says, big fella, get up there.
Terps in front with 4:45 left in this third quarter, but Purdue has lived and died by the three-pointer tonight, and mainly lived because they only trail by 4 and they led at the half. Sellers and Masonis into the game for the Terrapins, and it's a turnover for the freshman Sellers. Pushing the floor is Doumbia. Euro step, kick out, and a charge. Katie Benzin putting her body on the line, and she gets the call in her favor.
And it's those little effort plays that are going to make all the difference if the Terps want to make this a big lead. That stops a Purdue possession in its tracks. That looked like it could have been a corner 3 for Ellis.
Sellers will bring up the ball with Owusu on the bench. Reese to this bench as well. Sellers looking for an outlet. She finds Benzin. Benzin with 11 points tonight. 3 3-pointers. Kicks over to Bibby. Cross court inside. Masonis, 1 dribble. And a nice little jumper from the free throw line for Faith Masonis. She is almost dead-eye and perfect from the mid-range.
She loves finding those spots on the elbows to either get inside the paint and pull up or find a little bounce pass to the bigs.
She's going to take whatever space that defense gives her that time. Chose right about this little step-back separation, and now Maryland's on a 6-0 run, and they've hit 4 of their last 5 shots from the field. And they lead by 6 as well. Doumbia, left-hand swing pass. Ellis, 3-ball, short. Collins pulled it down, but a nice rebound steal for Terry, and now an outlet to Brooke Moore, who hits another shot. This time, finally for Maryland, it's only 2 points instead of 3. She's got 19 now.
And you'd like Mimi Collins to be a little bit stronger on that rebound. Grip it, keep it up high where the Boilermakers can't get it.
Bibby going to work on the baseline. Too strong. Masonis the rebound. One dribble and has it blocked away. A whistle and a foul. Janae Terry wanted no call there. Thought she got all ball against Faith Masonis, but Masonis will head to the line for 2.
And you'll see the drive here from Bibby was a good move, just misses her layup, but this is why the Terps miss Faith Masonis when she's not playing. She's going to do a little bit of everything and get involved in every single play, as she did there, earning her trip to the charity stripe.
Averages 7 rebounds per game. She has 4 tonight at the stripe for the first time. She's now 4 for 4 on the season from the free throw line. Does all of the little things right. There's a lot of things that a lot of people won't notice that Faith Masonis does that really helps this team.
And there's so many good players on this team that a player who averages 8, 7, and 5 assists will not stand out. But she does when you're sitting here as close as we are and you realize she is involved in every single little thing that this team does when she's on the court.
Last year at one point, Brenda Frese said that Faith Masonis was the most confident she had ever been at Maryland, and you'd have to think she's getting back to that now, back with this group after her illness. Pushing the floor is Maryland again. Going into the post, Reese, one dribble, using the physicality, can't finish. And she tries to push away the board, and she does. Now gets it back. Swing, bends in, pulls off the front iron. Sellers the offensive board, and she's fouled going up. Maryland does not want to give up on the offensive glass. That was a third chance opportunity, and Benzin's practicing that three-point stroke after she missed again.
And we were just talking about effort. If you look on that play, 4 Maryland players, all 4 of them who are not Katie Benson shooting the ball, crash the glass. And that's the effort you want to see if you're Brenda Frese and if you're Maryland and you want to pull this game out.
Owusu comes back in for Benzin, struggling just a bit from 3, 3 for 9. Still 33%, and still 9 points from beyond the arc as Sellers hits her first shot from the line tonight. Just shy of 70% from the free throw line, Sellers is. Averaging just shy of 10 points per game, over 4 boards and almost 3 assists as well. She hits both and gives Maryland an 8-point lead with 2:35 to go in the third quarter. Purdue has really settled for the three-point shot so far tonight. They're struggling from deep coming into the game, like I mentioned. They started shooting 36% on the year, but in the last 2 games coming into tonight, 8 for 47 from beyond the arc. That's 17% in the last 2 games, but they've completely flipped the script in the first half at least when they shot 8 for 13. So they made as many threes in the last 2 games as they did in the entire first half tonight. And that's kept them in the game, and an acrobatic circus-like shot and 1 plus tax for Janae Terry.
God, hounding defense from Sellers and Masonis, and the freshman just getting a little overzealous, gets too close, and a little bit of a circus shot there from Terry falls. That's the way it's been going for Purdue tonight.
Purdue has just taken a ton of threes, 20 of them. 38 total shots from the field, 20 of them from beyond the arc. Only have hit 9 now, so they're starting to cool down a bit, still 45%. They average about 32% per game, so they're still well above average, but that first half was just incredible. And a travel now called against Faith Masonis, trying to do too much, getting down low. And that's the presence of Ricky Waltman. She has 3 fouls tonight, but at 6'4", stepped in the lane of Masonis, and that forced her into a turnover.
Really good job there from Waltman, being a little careful now that she has 3 fouls. But if you're Brenda Frese, how are you not getting the ball into Angel Reese here every single possession with Waltman on 3 fouls? If you can give her her 4th before the 4th quarter even starts, that'd be huge.
Brenda Frese elects to put Faith Masonis on Brooke Moore. Moore gets free after a couple of screens and nails the rainbow 3 again. That's Brooke Moore's 6th three-point make of the night. She's 6 for 8 with 22 points. 3 points shy of her career high at Purdue. And back within 2 is Purdue. Looking for the answer is Reese, no good. Moore pulls down the rebound and pushes the floor. Realizes nobody's in front of her and elects to pull it back out and give off to Harden. Josh, she is unreal tonight. And a travel against Waltman. And an easy turnover by Maryland that they forced Purdue into a turnover. Waltman comes off with the 3 fouls. Goney comes back in. Purdue's on a 6-0 run. And that 3 ball was so high arcing that it went out of our shot. and just such a beautiful stroke for Brooke Moore tonight.
Showing why she was a 5-star prospect out of high school. She's turning it up tonight.
Had 25 in a game last year for Purdue. That's her career high with the Boilermakers. She's 3 points shy of tying that. 8 for 12 from the field. Owusu down into the paint and gets the roll. Left-handed finish for Ashley Owusu, the general of the offense. Terps back in front by 4. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Smith, the freshman, guarded by the graduate student Bibby, gets a little space, can't finish off the heel of the iron. And out of bounds, Maryland basketball. Or the original call actually is Purdue basketball. Terps fans and the players trying to say it's Maryland's ball. And they're not going to look at it. Purdue's going to inbound the ball with 35.2 left. They get it into Smith, and now up top to Harden and Moore. Over to Terry. 10 on the shot clock, 25 on the game clock. Screen from Goni, and now a pass over to Smith. 3 on the shot clock, pulls up 3 ball. No good, and Reese can't get the rebound. One hand, the ball hit her one hand on the right palm and went out of bounds, gives Purdue another possession. Sellers will come out, Benzin to come in. 14 and a half left, shot clock turned off for Purdue as they inbound from under the basket.
You got to think if you're Purdue, you're trying to get an open look for Brooke Moore here to end off this quarter.
Inbound, deflected away by Reese into the hands of Goni. 10 seconds to go. Terry working hard in the paint. Harden, a 3, in and out. And a foul offensively as Terry went for the rebound over the top of Katie Benzin. Maryland's in the bonus, so that's 2 shots on the other end for Katie Benzin. And that, for Purdue, is exactly what they should not have done.
And this could be a crucial 4-point swing, and it's all thanks to the effort from Katie Benzin. All 5'6" of her getting up on the glass, going to the free throw line for 2 to try and put the Terps up 6 in what seemed a back and forth game.
Terry with 5 inches on Katie Benzin just was able to get over her, and that drew the foul as the Massachusetts native heads to the free throw line. Her first opportunities from the stripe tonight as Collins comes back in for defensive purposes. Benzin on the year, 92% shooter from the stripe. First one is good. Benzin now with 12 points tonight. Has struggled from 3 though, Josh, 3 for 9.
Yeah, and it's uncharacteristic to see her shooting 33%, which is a decent clip for anybody else in the country.
Comes in tonight averaging 46% from 3. And she hits both. Maryland up 6, 5.8 to go. Here's Terry. 3 seconds left. Terry gets inside. Looks for a pass. Moore, she did not get it off. And they'll say no shot, and good defense for Maryland to force no shot there for Purdue, who had 5.8 seconds left to try and do something, and they could not. Maryland takes a 6-point lead into the fourth quarter. A much better quarter and a much better 10 minutes. Angel Reese was able to finish more often down low, and some good 3-point shooting from Katie Benzin. Josh, Maryland finally trying to put things all together and go into the fourth quarter up 6.
Up 6 and looking to make it more, headed into a crucial fourth quarter.
This is a big quarter for Maryland as they look to push away, up 2 possessions, 10 minutes to go here in the Big Ten home opener for the Terrapins in College Park on Big Ten Plus.
Matt Levine now alongside Fats Russell here at the Xfinity Center. Fats, your first game in a Maryland uniform, but you've been here before as an opponent with Rhode Island. Can you just talk about what it was like to play on the right side now here in the Xfinity Center? And Angel Reese was spectacular tonight. Another 23-point game, almost 10 rebounds again, 5 steals, 2 blocks, a couple of assists, a stat sheet stuffer for her. What has she meant to the team this year, especially without Diamond Miller?
Yeah. And now we're joined by the leading scorer for Maryland tonight, Chloe Bibby, after 22 points and several rebounds as well, 7 of them, Chloe, on your bobblehead night. Just how fun was that to go out there and perform like that?
Welcome back to the Field Hockey and Lacrosse Complex here at the half. Matt Levine now joined by the commissioner of the Big Ten Conference, Kevin Warren. Commissioner, a good first half, 1-0 Northwestern, 2 of the best teams in the country representing the Big Ten Conference, but it's a little bit more than that. 6 of the top 8 teams are in the Big Ten. in the sport of field hockey. What does that say about just the conference as a whole?
I mean, like you said, I mean, to have 6 teams in the top 8 and 7 in the top 25, it's amazing. I mean, these 2 teams, number 4 and number 7 in the country, 2 iconic coaches, plenty of national championships between these institutions, great players. So it's exciting to be here, and it's an absolutely gorgeous night. I could sit out here all night.
Yeah, it's a really nice night. It's going to be a good weekend in College Park as well. But just looking at the fall sports as a whole, it's not just field hockey that's been successful. Every single fall sport in the Big Ten has done well, but specifically those women's sports. And the direction that you see this conference going in, how beneficial is it to see that right now?
I mean, it's great. I'm just proud of our coaches and our student athletes, and I think it really began with the discipline that they showed last year. Like you said, to have so many teams in field hockey doing well and volleyball. I mean, all of our Olympic sports are doing incredibly, well. Soccer's off to a fast start. So many people think about, well, it's about football, and we're doing phenomenal there. But to see our Olympic sports, especially to see our women's sports doing so well, it's really encouraging.
And looking ahead, you mentioned football. Maryland and Iowa, the number 5 team in the country, set to meet on this campus tomorrow. A mental health awareness game, as it pretty much starts Mental Health Awareness Week. What kind of initiative does that mean to the Big Ten Conference as well? I
mean, Matt, I've been so passionate about mental health and wellness. I think it's important. I think hopefully we're on the cutting edge and the front end of it. I hope and pray every day that mental health becomes as important as the physical health of our student athletes. So I'm glad to see all the different things that are going on campus. I see changing the narrative here with Rachel Barbeau. She's here, but it's been a priority in the campus. I mean, we started our mental health and wellness cabinet. That was one of the earlier initiatives I was able to start once we came to the Big Ten. And I'm just very pleased that it's something now that our student athletes, our coaches, our chancellors and presidents and faculty athletic representatives and our athletic directors, our senior women administrators, everyone across our campuses are starting to understand the importance of mental health and wellness. And all I want to do is get it to the point where we're comfortable to talk about it, to address it. And it's something that literally every morning when I roll out of bed, I pray for the health, the mental and physical health of our student athletes here in the Big Ten Conference. We have almost 10,000 of them.
And a lot of those athletes starting to speak out on social media, using their platforms. Coaches like Mike Loxley having gone through it with his family, the mental health issues, and just seeing figures like that using their platforms step up and talk about some kind of issue like that. Just what does that mean to the whole initiative as well?
I mean, it's special. I mean, it really is. And I think, anything that we can do. I mean, we've provided the call map to all of our members of our Big Ten family, our student athlete and coaches and administrators. But anything that we can do to support, especially our student athletes, and let them know that it's okay to talk about these issues regarding mental health. We need to take care of them. We have a responsibility. They need to be at the epicenter of all of our decision making. So it's something that I am proud of, that the Big Ten has taken a leading role. I'm proud of our coaches in the Big Ten and our student athletes who will become comfortable to talk about these different issues. So tonight is a great night. This weekend is great, and I'm looking forward to also a great football game tomorrow night.
Well, thanks for the time, Commissioner, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend here in College Park.
And you do a great job. So I'm just proud to have a chance to spend some time with you. So hopefully maybe about 15 years from now when you have me on your national show that you'll be hosting. So keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Commissioner.
Thank you.
We'll be back for the second half between number 4 Northwestern and number 7 Maryland at the other side of this break.